My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Today, we celebrate Maya Angelou for our holy day of Women's Summer Solstice, celebrating creation. Our presentation today on the great Maya Angelou is prepared and presented by the great Naiad Priestess Mata. Take it away, Mata.
Recipe. So here we are. This is a retrospective on Maya Angelou, celebrating a life of resilience and deep spirituality and her creativity. It's exploring her profound legacy. Some of the topics that we're going to look at today are her early life and background, literary and cultural contributions, civil rights activism, career in performing arts, legacy and honors. I mean, look at all that. It's like having like having an alphabet after your name, right? Maya's early life and background highlights the challenges that she faced and how they shaped her soul and resiliency in life. And we will delve into some of her cultural contributions as well with her poetry. And highlighting her civil rights activism. Now, Maya Angelou, her early life was marked by both hardship and inspiration. And understanding her background is important in appreciating her remarkable journey and her contributions. I mean, we always wonder, like, how could will you ever see somebody who's very successful and has done maybe a lot of things, or just is a good person possibly, and then you find out what the reality of their early life was, and you're like, oh my goodness, how could you be so happy? She was born in 1928 as Marguerite Johnson in St. Louis, Missouri. But the world came to know her by her name Maya Angelou, a name that her brother gave her. Now, Maya experienced a tumultuous childhood. After her parents' separation, she lived with her grandmother in Arkansas, where she developed a very deep appreciation for storytelling and for literature. She lived with her grandmother in Arkansas, where she witnessed back then, many horrors of racism and lynchings and segregation. We can't even imagine it now as having gone on, as well as being sexually abused as an 8-year-old child. Now, think about that. 8 years is that time when you're blossoming your consciousness, coming out of the programming of where your energetics rise. So must have been horrid. But the literature here that she loved so much gave her solace, where she nurtured the love of writing and poetry. Despite having a difficult childhood and adolescence, she did not let her spirit be broken. You never saw that. She wrote some fascinating pieces as well, though, poetry and books. Her early life, the challenges that she was overcoming, she faced significant challenges, including trauma and the racism, as we spoke about. Her experience shaped her resilience and fueled her passion for social justice, which became a central theme in later works. Experiencing trauma is a profound, challenging situation to be in that shapes an individual's journey, their soul journey, and their perspective on life. That's why we can never really say, "Oh yeah, I know what you mean," or We can try to empathize and sympathize and understand from someone's point of view. We try to walk in someone's moccasins, but it's not always possible, because the whole reason that we have individual experiences is so that the divine goddess has expansion in multiple facets and dimensions as through each of one of us. Sometimes you wonder about that, but here she develops strong will and deep spirituality as well. And racism presents significant barriers, yet she chose to rise above it, which is a testament to her strength and her, the essence of her being and her resiliency. And adversity led her to develop a strong sense of purpose and passion for social justice. This is a soul theme that she entered into in this world with her spirituality, her practice. She actually was very strong in Christianity, but she studied other Buddhism and other practices. But her also African American spirituals were part of her practice. Clearly, for many, she affected them. But prayer and meditation, she learned about prayer and about meditation, how important it is, and she believed in giving and as a natural act, flow of abundance, and her love and compassion of tolerance and forgiveness. I mean, she worked with the concept of change. So spirituality, what she said is not a condition. She said it's a path. So step aside and let it flow. Allow it to flow. Maya's early education was influenced by her love of the literature and the performing arts. She found inspiration in the works of writers like Shakespeare and Edgar Allan Poe, which ignited her own creative journey. She loved literature, so Maya's passion for literature shaped her worldview. It gave her solace in her world and helped to develop her soul and creative path, inspiring her to write and express herself. She found solace there again. Self-expression in her love for singing and dancing and acting as well. And discovering her talent for singing and dancing opened new doors for her. In 1954, she danced and sang in San Francisco clubs. While living in New York, she joined the Harlem Writers Guild, where she met influential artists and activists, and she was encouraged to write at that time by others, which she did prolifically with beauty and gusto. And the creative arts played a very crucial role in allowing her to explore her self-expression and creativity and share her voice with the world. Now, here's some very early pictures, photos of her. I don't have the dates of these, but she had got many roles, acting in plays and singing at clubs, as you see here. This I had to include this one because it was a later one, and she was dancing away, really enjoying herself. But she worked with a lot of jazz clubs, as you can see on the right there, and she used her origins, her African ethnicity as part of her expression, which may have been new. And what how like as you can see on the right there, where she has the role that she got, shows where it came from or what the topic would be. But then very elegantly she's singing over here on the left and at a club in New York. And then here's some of the San Francisco clubs in 1954. This looks very Cubano to me. She did join the Harlem Writers. She was a poetry was powerfully expressed themes of strength and sensitivity, inspiring countless readers around the world. And her poetry included her famous poem, Still I Rise, which showcases her ability to express her strength and hope, as well as her unique voice, and many becoming classics in American literature. In 1970, she wrote her first and most famous memoir, as you see here, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Her series of autobiographies provide an intimate look at her life, reflecting her journey from trauma to triumph. These works have been pivotal in sharing the African American experience. Quite interesting. She was known to book a hotel room by herself In those days, it was probably very unique. And she would delve into her writing process, taking with her a deck of cards, and she would play solitaire. But that's where she went to write. So I know that many of you maybe this would be a good process, or going somewhere in solitude to write like this. So she wrote 174 poems. She wrote a total of 174 throughout her career and published 6 poetry collections. She was very strong and active in civil rights and activism. She was not only a writer, but also a very passionate advocate of civil rights. Her activism played a crucial role in the fight for social justice and equality. She met Malcolm X and was deeply involved in the civil rights movement during the 1960s, as you see her here with him. She worked alongside influential leaders, using her voice to advocate for change and equality. She helped Malcolm X establish his organization of African American Unity. And 1 year later, after that, he was killed. Now, this is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She was in great partnership with him. Martin Luther King was assassinated on the very same day that Maya Angelou was born, but in different years. So on the same date, but in a different year, which is this is not a coincidence. Things do not happen like this in coincidence. These are things, synchronicities that are connections to divinity and to soul path and directions. So meeting Martin Luther King Jr. solidified her sense of purpose and a belief in the possibility of change. Martin Luther King Jr. proposed the idea that she would help him coordinate the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. The Southern Christian Leadership Conference was a civil rights organization that was part of the civil rights movement. And Angela worked as an outspoken civil rights activist during this movement and served as Northern coordinator for this conference in 1959. She continued to be a voice of humanity, speaking out against anything that harmed the human spirit. Here we have a cultural influence with young girls as Barbie. A new Barbie doll modeled after Maya Angelou's likeness might also be the first to don a head wrap with its floral pattern matched to a caftan cover that described a much more curvy body type than the original Barbies. The doll was already sold out due to high demand. This inspired women, it was called the Inspiring Women series, pays tribute to incredible heroines of their time, courageous women who took risks and changed rules and paved the way for the generations of girls to dream bigger than ever before. Wait, isn't that great?
I love it.
This is the slide I added. I had to add that one. So now we move on to her legacy and some of her honors, and they are linked to Clinton and Obama. Maya Angelou's her legacy is profound and enduring. Her contributions to literature, social justice, and the arts continue to inspire and empower individuals around the world today. Throughout her life, Maya she received numerous awards and honors, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and these accolades reflect her significant impact on society. Here, she's won 3 Grammys, 1 Pulitzer Prize nomination, a Tony Award nomination, and that was for her spoken word album, A Book of Poetry, Give Me a Cool Drink of Water, and the 1973 play Look Away. The Clinton first inauguration of presidential Bill Clinton, she was asked to read her poem On the Pulse of Morning. Maya Angelou's powerful poem, Phenomenal Woman, is a celebration of womanhood and confidence and inner beauty. It was first published in 1978, and in a collection, And I Still Rise, the poem emphasized the true beauty that comes from self-assurance, and pride in one's beauty, and notions that encourage women to embrace their unique qualities and strengths. The poem reflects the changing social landscape of the mid-20th century, resonating with themes of self-empowerment and body positivity that remain relevant today. And we do need that. So here in 1993, she did read On Pulse of Morning, which was the first time that she became the second poet in history to read a poem at a presidential inauguration and the first African American woman.
I was fortunate enough to be able to attend that inauguration in the crowd, and I will tell you that when she was so powerful, when she came on to the podium to speak on the Pulse of Morning, it was like Bill Clinton, who? It was like she was everything, and that's all anybody talked about as all the thousands of people left the White House lawn and the area. It was like she was the thing. Wow. She was the thing. It was amazing. Thank you, Mata. Carry on.
That's a testament to the powerful spirit that she worked on herself, right? We all work on our souls and in our journey, but she did. And you can't be that powerful if you have not done that personal work within. So here we have the 2011 Presidential Medal of Freedom from the Obama administration, and there it is right there, an image of it. This is one of the highest civilian honors in the United States, and it's awarded for significant contributions. She died in 2014 at the age of 86. And Maya's work continues to resonate with readers and artists alike, and her themes of resilience and empowerment remain very relevant, influencing new generations of writers and activists and women. Now, you might wonder, it's been asked, why was she so joyful at the end of her life? How was she so joyful when she was in a wheelchair, but she was always smiling? Well, I tell you that she was born under the fiery warrior sign of Aries, where she shines brightest with the moon, and in her Libra, her moon is in Libra, which is her emotional expression in relationships and partnerships. With over her head, like the sun there, is her soul destiny, the ascendant in Leo, which Leo is like, look, she shone, she roared, she spoke, she was the important person at the party, and her emotional expressions, that her public expression as an activist and as a soul destiny fighting for the underdog. That's what some of these indications are in her soul chart. What the planets are above you. So she had 5 signs in fire. That's a lot. She was fiery. The element of fire shows up as you are expressed, and we spoke about that in our summer solstice here. It expresses it may reflect in your ability to find joy in the final years of your life, and this is why it's an innate, as well as working through life's challenges and with forgiveness and freedom from victimhood, fun loving and in-your-face expressiveness, shining and sparkling. She was an inspirational leader and teacher, and the stars she was born under are truthful and a telling template to her soul destiny and an influence on humanity. We are now full on in the element of fire at this summer solstice. As we reflect on her life and her expressions, we celebrate her strength and resilience, her love for humanity, her creativity, and her unwavering spirit. Her legacy was contributions to literature and civil rights, and having created a lasting impact on society and culture. I mean, look at that smile. Wouldn't you want her to be smiling on you with that? I mean, you could feel the energy even in this picture, in this photo. Her inspiration was contributions to literature and civil rights, having created this lasting impact. The power of words. Maya Angelou emphasized the importance of words in shaping thoughts and advocating for justice and equality. Those of you who write and speak your words, the words are spells that we cast with each breath and utterance, born of this resonance and vibration of our thoughts and ideologies and beliefs, whether they are your own, familial, or cultural. Blessed be, I am complete.
Maya, Mata. We love it. Oh, Mata, thank you very much. That was inspiring and wonderful. Just love it. Thank you. Thank you, sister.